Alright, back out in the garage. We're going to turn the hillbilly air conditioning off, start to cool down a little bit. It's been upper 70s, lower 80s here in Indiana last couple days, so a little bit of air movement helps. Back on the 302 Super. Water pump, I got it kind of apart, trying to decide how much farther I want to go. I don't know. Some brackets for water pump, power steering pump. Those have been pay no attention to that. That's power steering pump bracket. It's been washed and scrubbed in a gasoline bath. I'm probably gonna give it a shot of brake clean just to knock the I don't know. I need to clean up a little better, I think. Get the paint stick, get that coat of paint. Power steering pump's actually been cleaned up pretty nice. I might soak a rag in the brake clean, wipe it down a little bit more. I don't know. It's tucked up underneath, been behind the sheet metal. You can't really see it, so not too concerned about what it looks like. But some of the brackets. Let's see where I'm at. Over here, underneath all this, there's a tub that's got some more brackets and stuff soaking. I got a bolt that's got a coat of paint on. Thermostat housing is ready to go on. I think this bolt's up here on the side of the head. And I think that's what the coil hangs on. I hope, because that's what it's kind of working out to be. But I did get new wires ran to the starter. 10 gauge going off the hot post. 12 gauge going down to the actually solenoid and gauge post down there. Wrapped in electrical tape over here to make us a harness. And I've been working on the rest of this spaghetti. I figured out this blue wire here is my oil pressure sending unit wire. Green wire here is temperature wire. This blue wire here is coming off of the voltage regulator. I got the bracket for that mounted. That goes down to the alternator. This black wire here actually I think goes all the way back maybe to the amp gauge. And then there's another wire I think that comes from the amp gauge up to here. So the juice goes, I don't know, big circle, whatever. I'm not real sure. And then I got this wire here that I think, how does that work? Wire off the alternator, back to the amp gauge. Control wire off the alternator. This wire here is coming, where does it come from? It might actually be the one coming off of, I don't know. The size of the terminal, I think it goes over to the other side and gets hooked to the same post on the starter as my new 10 gauge wire here. Pink wire is the ignition wire. Comes up here and splits. One side goes to the voltage regulator, so when you turn the key on, it excites the generator. Oh, focus. Look at what you're filming, dummy. So the pink wire comes up, it splits here. One side comes up here to the voltage. Up here, dummy. Look. Up here to the voltage regulator. I think when you turn the key on, that's what turns this on, which sends the juice down through the blue wire to the alternator. Says, hey, fire up and make juice, something, I don't know. And then the black wire does its thing. I don't know how it all works. It's electricity's magic. to me, so I kind of, but this off this other branch comes up here, and this is the one that goes to the coil that should be there, I think. So I've just about got figured out what. Oh yeah, it's the other end of the oil pressure wire. Just about got figured out what all the wires coming out of the deal do. This orange wire here is the original that the big red wire here is going to replace. But then when we get into lights and the light switch and stuff, not even close yet. No idea. So my goal is to any of the existing wires have a splice in it, and they all seem to have splices in them. I'm going to replace and I'm going to try to replace them with a similar color. I'll probably document what I'm doing color wise and who goes where, just so when it doesn't work I know what I did wrong. I reckon, I guess, I don't know. But as putting this thing here back up on there and hanging the voltage regulator and getting that connector, spread the wiring out really nice and really helped me figure out, all right, this is where stuff goes. I'm guessing, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna try to. In fact, when I honestly thought that the temperature probe needed to be back here. That's why that Allen wrench is in there, because I thought I was gonna have to swap stuff because that didn't seem long enough. Because that, I don't know where I thought that went. Anyhow, yeah, making progress. So I think that black wire and that blue wire. The blue wire's good because there's no splices in it. The black wire, it is probably not, because I think that's a splice right there. I don't know what that is. We'll tear into that. If that is the wire that goes down to the alternator, we'll probably upgrade that to a 10 gauge. Just because that's where the power comes from. We'll upgrade all that, but so yeah, that's where we're at on the wiring and brackets and stuff. I don't know where it went. It was a bracket I really wanted to get done so I can get it on, but it's part of the water pump, and since I took the water pump apart, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't know. Part of me thinks go ahead and get a puller and pull this hub off, take that off, take the shaft out, new bearing, new seal, all that, and just be done with it. There's a part of me that says it still feels pretty good. So, but I don't want to put it back together like that, but I don't know how to clean it without screwing up the seal, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I definitely got to get the gasket that goes on that side. So anyway, yeah, so that's where I'm at on the 302 Super. We're making progress slowly. We're down to wiring, and if you're wondering why I haven't put the front end back on, I mean, I very easily could. It's so much easier to get around this thing without having to step over or around the front axle that's buried behind all that stuff, and the frame rails make a nice workbench. But yeah, it's so much easier to get around it without having to step over the axle. So I think probably 95%, or if not all of it, that'll be done before I slide the front end back under it. It's kind of my plan right now. So anyway, yeah, that's where we're at on the 302 Super. Chasing wires. I'll be back.